Just comb your hair, go and wash your face. It's been a real long time since you've seen the light of day. So let thoughts colors they may, beauty and parade. Everybody all smiles when they're back in the seat again. All aboard the Betty Express to a beautiful darkness. It's full steam ahead to ride the rails to our next destination. Yeah!
Hey you guys, it's Mo from Mo in the Deep End, and we have the rest of day one to get through, and then we could, and this would be a Lenten, pre-Lenten miracle, we could actually stay up on this case. Thank you so much, DK Cripple. I will not tell you how many times I cried or cursed, but I did it all by my own self. I love it. I revert to a 4-year-old. I'm like, give me a gold star. I did something good-ish. And I have my customary after dark adult octopus beverage. It is a very, very lightly seasoned, Jack and Lime. Well, thank you so much, DK Cripple. I really am working hard to try to increase my skills, such as they are, until I can find an assistant that will work for Hot Pockets, or Mr. Mo is planning to go back to school for graphic design, so I won't even have to pay him Hot Pockets. I mean, talk about a deal, and I like a bargain. So he can go back to school and learn all this stuff that makes me want to cry. Welcome, DK Cripple. Welcome, JK Buck and Wolfram. We have missed you, so glad you're back. LED's Music Man. So we are returning from lunch. Hopefully the defense attorney that looks like a linebacker for the 84 Bears will start talking, because this blonde woman is about to make me want to gouge out my ears. She is absolutely the most shrill, ridiculous person I've ever met or seen, and she is asking redonkulous questions. So she has tested the very limited patience that I have with humanity most of the time. She is, in fact, insufferable, I do think. And I thought that the last defense attorney was insufferable. It looks like this defendant is going to Lord Chippy. Lord Chippy says that he's going to need some Pepto-Bismol. But he is here and ready to go, as always. Lord Chippy is always here because, the world is a crazy place. It is 2025, and who the heck knows what's going on? There has been news out the wazoo and, well, other orifices. I never thought that my semi-professional job would be commenting on, OnlyFans actresses. Are they called actresses or performers? I don't know. But I never thought that my adult life would be following the lives of some of these adult stars as they do their shenanigans. But I love it. So, hey, it's a crazy world. I'm doing crazy things. It works out. We're back from lunch. I cannot remember if we started a new witness or if we are continuing with the old witness, so we will see. They have been moving relatively quickly. It looks like we are getting ready to talk to the crime scene investigator. This is probably going to be some not so great testimony. She's probably going to be talking about, where the children were, what the scene of the crime looked like, and we're probably going to see some photos. So keep that in mind. Again, if you need to be replay crew, if you need to take a break and look at kitten videos, protect your mental health. These are hard cases. The Petty Express apparently seems to like hard cases, but we deal with it with dark humor, sarcasm, and our hearts of gold wrapped in layers of darkness. But they shine through like beautiful, twinkling stars. So let's get going. I should have the volume up. There should be closed captions, but these are should
The
be's.
whole truth and nothing but the truth. Thank you.
Okay, it doesn't look like they have closed captions for this witness, so we will have to listen.
If you would please introduce yourself and spell your name for us.
My name is Danielle Janicic, Danielle Janick.
Good afternoon, Ms. Janicic. Tell the jury where you work.
The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office,
How long have you worked at the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office?
almost 4 years.
Explain to the jury, what is your title at the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office?
I am a crime scene investigator.
Help us understand exactly what does it mean to be a crime scene investigator. Tell us what you do.
When a call for service comes out, we are the ones that go to the scene and collect evidence, take photographs, swab for suspected biological fluids, and
Okay, y'all, holy fazolies, this is the most trippy court case I've ever seen. Not because it's, odd or anything, but this background with these witnesses is is not good. I feel like I'm looking at floating heads. I feel like she's gonna say, oh gosh, what did they say in Pee Wee Herman? Asahap Malekum Makalekum. I don't remember. My mom wouldn't let me watch Pee Wee Herman after the whole adult theater thing, so my education of Pee Wee Herman is lacking. I'll have to go back.
then process for latent prints.
How long have you worked at Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office?
Almost 4 years.
When you started, did you get hired as a crime scene investigator?
Yes.
How many times have you
KLF with the save Mecca Lecca Hi Mecca Heiny Ho. It looks like a disembodied head. I mean, if I were enhanced, I'd be very confused. Oh my gosh, yes. Galileo, Galileo, let it go. Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me. That is my favorite song. My kids get irritated because I will turn it all the way the heck up when it starts with the, driving like stadium rock part. And my kids are like, why do you like Queen so much? And I said, well, I'm pretty sure I'm Freddie Mercury reborn. In my dreams, that would be awesome. I would love to have his range in singing. Well, and honestly, I mean, the man in an interview said he looked like a tart and he was embarrassed of himself. And God bless a man that can admit that they looked a little tardy. I'm just saying. If he happened to play for the other team, that mustache. Of course, like, George Michael's, he would never, love me back. Again, George Michaels, thank you for that faith video, although you did set expectations that you could not fill to a young 14-year-old Mo, and I think you owe her an apology. However, you did look really cute in your video where you dressed like a sexy cop. You had a great booty. There you go. Anywho, let's get off this tangent. This whole disembodied face thing is trippy as F. Again, I assert, and I do mean, WTF is going on here. Florida is next. Florida is just Florida, you guys. This is Florida man. Oh, she does look like Elle grown up from Stranger Things. I'm going to wait for her to start screaming and blood come out of her nose. Maybe we could get the truth out of this guy. I'm just saying, but I'm saying, okay? I love that song. That song is my anthem. Except that, I have the Midwestern SpongeBob SquarePants behind. But hey, I still claim it. Damn it.
You've been called out to a scene and been asked to do your duties as a crime scene investigator?
Hundreds.
On August 29th of 2022, is it fair to say that you've been to hundreds of scenes by that time as well?
Yes.
So on August 29th of 2022, do you get a call to be a crime scene investigator on the case we're here for today involving the defendant Jermaine Bass?
Yes.
Tell the jury what time about were you called to come out to the scene?
I was requested at about 12:20 a.m. to respond to Tampa General.
Now, when you get called to come out to a scene to be a crime scene investigator, who calls you to come? Is it like a patrol deputy or is a detective involved at that point?
Typically, it's a detective.
When you arrive after being called to a crime scene to be a crime scene investigator, do you typically meet with a detective before you conduct any of your duties as a crime scene
Welcome,
investigator?
welcome.
Yes.
On August 29th, or the morning of August 30th, when you
Ooh.
arrived at the scene for this case,
That's
did
a
you meet
scary
with a
thought.
detective?
I did.
Who was that detective?
At the hospital, it was Detective Gibson,
So what hospital are we talking about?
Tampa General.
When you arrived at Tampa General Hospital, you meet with Detective Gibson. What do you do after you talk with Detective Gibson?
He requested that photos and evidence be collected of two individuals,
Who are the two individuals?
Jayla and Jermaine Bass.
Okay, and at the time, did you take photos at that scene?
Yes.
Then what did you do after that?
I responded to the Heritage residents, Heritage Club Drive residents, to assist my lead CSI, Shannon Bader.
When you arrived at the Heritage Club residence and you were assisting, what does it mean to assist the lead crime scene investigator? Help us understand, what does that mean?
So usually the lead is the one that is taking the photographs, the one marking evidence, collecting evidence. I am behind her doing presumptive swabs, assisting with packaging her swabs, or packaging her evidence further and getting it out of her way, or creating a scene diagram.
In this case,
Oh my gosh, she does the same thing I do. So when I get nervous, incredibly nervous, I do this hive patchy giraffe thing. You can tell she's got a lot of high color here. You know, ma'am, there is no shame. If you flush like a weird giraffe with splotches everywhere, you are my soul sister and we are now best friends. But you seem like you kind of are a little too, uptight, so I might offend you like always. But I'll be your friend that you call when you need a laugh.
when you went to the Heritage Club townhome, were you asked to create a crime scene diagram?
I was.
Explain to the jury, how do you make a crime scene diagram? And do you just look around and sketch it out? What's the process to make that?
So we use something called a Faro scanner, and the easiest way to describe it is if you're looking to rent an apartment or buy a home, sometimes they have 3D virtual tours. These scanners are something similar to that. So we create a 3D virtual tour of the scene, and from that I can create a 2D diagram that is computer generated.
And did you do that in this case?
I did.
Your Honor, at this point, I'm asking I'm going to show the witness. This has been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 25. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
Is this a fair and accurate representation of the diagram?
Okay, OMG, me off topic, but I came across a video from the 2019 trial with Dr. Mother Crosha. I have no idea who that is. I am going to tell you that I have had a very long winter. This winter has been harder than any other winter with CRPS. Not to get off topic. Oh, the ME from Boswell. Okay, let me write that down. I don't have my notes. Okay, that'll definitely be something. If you can give me or email me that link, that would be great. Or do it on the Twitter thing. If you slide into my DMs. I am too old to be saying that. That is such a goofy saying. I don't get that. But if you send it to me on Twitter, I will definitely look into that because I loved that woman's sass. She is my hero. It's been a long day. It has been the Mondayest Monday, but I've been very productive. So on one hand, it's been a Monday, but I've been productive. So it's a weird mix. Also, I sided with Alec Baldwin for an article, and I feel slightly disassociated from myself for having taken his side. My favorite movie with him in it is Team America World Police. He doesn't end very well. I feel that some days you are running as fast as you can and getting nowhere. I I love my children, don't get me wrong, but they continue to leave glasses like half full of milk or with an inch in it, and then the cats spill it over, and it spilled all over the egg box. So I had to take out all the eggs and try to figure out how to put all these eggs into my refrigerator without getting them broken. And I was just like, for the love of all that is Cheetos, I have asked you like only a gajillion and 12 times to not leave glasses out because our cats are, well, cats. Not a big, again, such a small little problem, but I was just about done with everyone leaving glasses out and the cats being redonkulous, which is why we have an octopus adult beverage.
Diagram that you created in this case of the Heritage Club address.
Yes.
But at this time, I've asked you to enter into evidence and publish with the framework for identification as states exhibit 25.
All right, it's been admitted.
Permission to publish?
Yes.
We should be showing this. It shouldn't be too graphic, but if it does get any sort of realistic,
So
I will probably
facing,
take it off screen.
States exhibit 25, there's two
Could we
pieces of
stop looking at
paper,
him?
Facing 25A on the Elmo. So if you notice, I'm pointing to the bottom left corner of 25A where we're noticing the words front door. Help us understand.
When she said a 3D model, I was thinking a computer graphic-y dealy thing. I mean, because this isn't 3D. This is 2D. I mean, I know I'm blonde and stuff, but I do know my D's.
Would this be the bottom floor or the top floor when you went to make this diagram?
Giggity.
This would be the bottom floor.
So if you're entering from the parking lot, you're coming through where my finger is pointing right there where it says front door.
Yes.
Immediately to our left, we see what?
A kitchen?
The rectangle, excuse me, right to the right of the word kitchen. What is that representing?
The kitchen island?
Moving along, we're going further. My finger is pointing to the words dining area. Right above that, we're seeing what looks like to be a table and chairs. Is that representative of the
Yes.
table and chairs? Okay. What is just beyond that at the top?
Are we really doing point to the thing and tell me what it is when it's clearly labeled? I mean, call me crazy, and maybe I'm just assuming too much of the general American population, but I think we know what washers and dryers are. This would be a couch. These would be two couches. That is whatever the hell that is. That's probably something, a TV. You know what? Okay. Alrighty. I don't get this. I really don't. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, and the jury's going to get to take it back. But far be it from me. I am not a lawyerologist. I am just a layperson with ADHD and wondering why we are doing redundant and ridiculous things.
Of your diagram, we see two squares with W/D. Tell the jury what that represents.
It's a washer dryer closet.
Now we're going forward into the living room. It looks like we're seeing number 1 and number 2. What are those representing?
They are evidence markers.
Okay.
Oh.
So, and it looks like number 1 is to the left of a longer rectangle. What is that representing? That black longer rectangle at the bottom, just off to the center to the right.
It is a couch.
It looks like evidence marker 2 is just between two darker squares to the right of the rectangle. What is that representing?
Like sofa chairs?
And to the right of that, you see a little sketch. Can you explain to the jury what we see to the right where my finger is? It's all the way to the right bottom right corner.
It was a little pink.
No, before she answers, what the hell is that? What do we think that is? Now, my guess as a mama is that they probably got one of those Black Friday sale tents, you know, with the PVC pipes, and you can put the fabric over it to make it, oh, you know, it might be a toy car. Never mind.
Like Barbie car, like that you could sit and drive in.
Like a
Oh,
child's toy.
Yeah.
Now moving across the room, we see
that is just freaking heartbreaking. My girls had one of those. They loved it. I mean, it like all of those things was redonkulous to try to charge, died, you know, in a little bit. But when they had it, they had so much fun. It's heartbreaking. This little girl didn't get to play with it again. And this dad is just sitting there like, it was an accident 5 flippin' times. I'm sorry, but I'm getting a little irritated with his attitude and behavior and his defense attorneys. And it's only day one. Really not a good move.
what are we looking at right here? It looks like another rectangle. I'm pointing to the top center, almost off to the right. There's a rectangle and it looks like it has some lines like a grid. What is that representing?
Those are stairs.
So moving to 25B that I'm placing on the Elmo now, is it safe to say that the sketch diagram of 25B represents the upper level or the second floor of the townhome?
Yes.
So on the bottom left, we're looking at, do those also represent the stairs where my finger is pointing the bottom left?
Yes, they do.
So you're walking up, it looks like you immediately run into, it's white, it's the outline of like a rectangle with a number 3 next to it. Explain to the jury what is number 3 representative of?
A cabinet or a shelf that was at the top of the stairs.
Right next to that, we see what looks like hallway, and then to the right of that, it looks like a line going to the right, and there's a series of small dots that connect it to the left. What is that representative of?
That is the hallway going into the front bedroom, which was the children's bedroom.
When you walk in, we're seeing a couple of different shapes, and we're seeing a couple of different words. So we're looking here to the left. There is a rectangle with 2 squares or 2 rectangles on the other sides of it, and it says dollhouse. Tell us what that means.
It was a dollhouse, like a Barbie dollhouse, that was in front of the bed.
The bed that we're looking at here to the left, it looks like we see.
Thank you so much, Iris. I've missed you. I hope you're doing well. It's nice to see you back. This is a rough case, but thanks for joining.
A top rectangle and then a lower rectangle that is visible from the top aerial view. Explain to us why can I see the bottom one even though I can see the top one as well?
It was a double bunk bed with a larger bed at the bottom.
So did it look like maybe it was like a twin over full or a twin over king? They're different sizes.
Yes, there were different sizes.
Gotcha. Now we're looking at, we can see on the top a number to the left. It looks like D2.
It was a marker of, I believe it was a suspected bullet hole.
Okay, and we see also the number 6, number 11, number 8, number 10, and number 9. What is that representative of?
Those were all evidence markers.
Number 5, we see with a line. Is that being attributed, number 5, to an evidence marker?
Yes.
And would that be on the top or the bottom bunk?
I believe it was the bottom bunk.
Okay. Now, looking over to the right, we see anytime we see these numbers, is it safe to say those are evidence numbers?
Yes.
So we see what looks like an evidence number 4. Tell us where that was located or what it was around.
It was around 2 sets of TVs, and it appeared to be like a chair, and it was in the corner.
So this line that we talked about earlier with the series of dotted lines before that, does that represent like the doorway?
Yes.
So if you're exiting through this doorway from the children's bedroom with the bunk bed, what's immediately to the right?
A bathroom.
And is that what we see here to the right where like the toilet and it looks like something in front of the toilet? Walking down this hallway, it looks like there's a doorway to another room. What is that entering?
The master suite, master bedroom.
When you enter this doorway immediately to the right, what do we see?
Another bathroom.
Now, without any further doors, if you keep walking, you walk into what looks like the master bedroom, is that correct?
Yes.
Now, we see to the right a rectangle up against it, looks like the wall that separates the bathroom from the master bedroom. Is that representative of a dresser?
Yes.
We see several evidence markers, 12, 13, 14, and 18, or 16? Oh yeah, no, that's 18. Are those representative of evidence that were found in those locations on the dresser?
Yes.
Looking upwards to the right, we see 15. Is that an evidence marker found on another piece of furniture?
Yes, it was another dresser.
Another dresser, okay. Then we see the bed, we see evidence marker 17. Is that representative of a piece of evidence that was found on the bed?
Yes.
Now, when we're looking at both of these, 25A and 25B, is the purpose of doing these two diagrams so that every piece of physical evidence that's found at the scene is representative on this diagram?
Yes.
Okay. Now, after, one second, let me just return this to the clerk. After you're at the Heritage Club address and you document this scene of the physical evidence that's found while you're assisting crime scene investigator Bader, did you have an occasion to go to a hospital where another victim, in this case Jermaine Bass, who we call JJ, was located?
Yes.
Did you have an occasion to take photographs of JJ and his injuries?
Yes.
And I'm showing you what's been trademarked for identification as states 27A through D. Do you recognize these photos?
Yes.
Is this a fair and accurate representation of what the child victim JJ looked like at the time that you photographed him?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time I offer into evidence what's been trademarked for identification as states 27A through D as states 27A through D.
You're admitted
Do I have
already.
permission to publish?
Yep.
Thank you, Judge. I'm putting on the Elmo what's been trademarked for identification as or what's been entered into evidence as states 27A. What hospital was he located?
He was at TGH as well in the PICU,
What's the PICU? Do you know?
the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit.
When you walked in, this wound that we're seeing, for the record, on 27A, the photo is depicting what looks like the ear of the child. And up to the right, we see a wound. Is that his left ear?
Yes.
And I'm putting 27B on the Elmo. Often in these photos, we see these measurements used. Can you explain to the jury why and when you decide to use these measurements in photos?
When we take our series of our close-ups, and then with our close-ups we
This item that's depicted on what we just looked at on 27A.
it is.
I'm placing on the Elmo 27C. Tell the jury what we're looking at on 27C.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
That
don't know.
is the JJ's right pinky finger.
An injury to his right pinky finger. I'm putting on the Elmo what's been entered into evidence as 27D. Is this the same photo that we just looked at, but
I
the only
don't know.
difference as this one having the
Sorry,
marker
let
showing
me
how big it is?
Yes.
talk to my boys and get them off roadblocks. Give me 1 second.
One moment. So we have the injury to JJ, the left side of his head right above his ear, and then we have the injury to his right pinky that we just saw in those photos, correct?
Yes.
Judge, may I just have a moment?
Yes.
don't have any further questions.
All right.
Okay. Okay, well, people should be off the internet for now. Hopefully, this is going to work now. We'll see. I am the world's meanest mom. It happens.
Cross? No questions. All right, you can step down. Thank you. Thank you. She released from her subpoena? Yes, All right, thank you. Call your
Sorry,
next witness.
guys. Hopefully, everyone's off Roblox now. And Mr. Mo's off of World of Warcraft. Oh, God, not her. We are going to the bench, going to the bench. Gonna talk about stuff, and she's gonna annoy the judge with her voice, 'cause how couldn't she? Voices like those screaming bowls for meditation. He was like, I guess I can pause my raid. Actually true. No, it is a little different for them, for me to have kind of something just for me, even though it's been about 2 years. You know, it's still like, mom has to do other stuff other than momming. What in the world is that all about?
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear
Okay,
or
I
affirm
guess
that
they
the
didn't.
testimony that you're about to give in this
I guess they didn't cross the other witness. They must have been talking about the next witness coming in. This might be the blood crime scene analyst, or it might be the person that was the lead there at the scene.
this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you.
Good afternoon. If you would, please introduce yourself and spell your name for us.
Hello, my name is Shannon Bader, Shannon, last name Bader, Bader.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How long where do you work?
I work for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office as a crime scene investigator
Tell the jury, how long have you worked at HCSO as a crime scene investigator?
for about 3 years.
On August 29th of 2022, did you work as a crime scene investigator with Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
When did you get hired?
Well, with the Sheriff's Office in 2019 and crime scene 2021.
Okay, so at the time of August 29th of 2022, tell the jury how many times you have been called to a crime scene as a crime scene investigator to document.
Probably at least a dozen times.
When you go to a crime scene, help us understand as a crime scene investigator, how do you decide what to document and what not to document?
Basically, we work with a crime scene detective.
When you arrived at the Heritage Grove address associated with this case to do your investigation, did you meet with a detective at that time?
Yes.
Who did you meet with?
Detective Clay Holman.
Do you guys walk through the scene together and have some sort of understanding before you start documenting?
Yes.
Did you do that in this case?
Yes, I did.
When you arrived, tell them what you saw.
So I walked through, it is a townhome that when you walk in, the kitchen is on your left, there's a living room area, then you walk up the stairs, there's a bedroom to your right, there's a bathroom kind of in the hallway area. There is then a master bedroom in the front, also with a bathroom inside.
Tell us what you're doing when you first walk through and during your process of documenting.
So first I walk through and I do a walkthrough of the scene. And then what I do is take overall photographs, which are basically photographs of the house and everything as is when I get there.
When you walk through and you're working with a detective to decide how to document, what do you use to place next to items that you see that may be of evidentiary value?
Evidence markers.
What do those evidence markers look like?
So I have yellow cones, or I also use green scale markers or yellow scale markers.
So tell us the difference between the scale markers and the cones. The cones, are they like physical cones that you can place next to something?
Yes,
What about the green and yellow scale markers? Are those like the cones, or are they something different?
there's something else. They're basically like sticker scale rulers.
Do they all represent the same thing when they're used in one crime scene?
In this case, particularly, I use the yellow evidence markers to document items of evidentiary value of physical items that I was collecting. I use the green scale markers to document areas of red substances, and then I use the yellow scale markers to document any damage that I saw.
So yellow evidence markers were for physical things.
Yes,
The green scales, which are like stickers, that was used to document red substance you saw.
yes,
And the yellow stickers were used for what?
for damages.
Damage, okay. Judge, do I have permission to publish what's been entered as states 22A through EEBE?
Yes.
Okay, we're
placing
gonna
on
probably see some
states
crime scene
22A.
photos, so be wary of that.
Tell us, when you first walk into the apartment or the townhome, is this what you see?
Yes.
What are we looking at in this photo?
So this is the living room area. The front door is behind me and the back door is in front of me. And this is, you could see evidence marker 1, and then on the floor should be green scale marker A.
So the cone of evidence marker 1 indicates to us that there was something physical next to it. What was physical next to it? Do you remember?
Yes, this was the ACE bandage clip.
Okay. Now on the floor, you told us that the green scale stickers represent red substance. Is that what's notated on the floor right here?
Yes,
We're looking at 22B. Is this a close-up of that green sticker that we just saw?
yes it is.
And if we zoom in, oh,
Okay, I must be ultra
if we
blind.
zoom in, the red substance that's depicted on the floor, you can kind of see it in like the wood graining. Is that
Okay.
what you deemed of evidentiary value to put the measure sticker next to it?
Yes,
We're looking at 22C. So when you first walk into the apartment, we saw evidence marker 1 was a couch. This evidence marker 2, are these 2 chairs? Was that just on the other side of the couch as you're walking into the room?
yes.
Tell us what physical is next to evidence marker 2.
This is a blue cell phone.
We're looking at 22D. When you go to walk up the stairs, are these green stickers? We see 1, 2, 3 in this photo. What do you see on those green stickers, and what was the purpose of placing them there?
These are more areas of red substances as you're walking up the stairs on the wall. That should be green scale C, and then D and E up there.
I'm placing 22E on the Elmo. Now we're seeing a close-up, and if you zoom in, there was a green evidence sticker that we can see. It says red substance C that you just referred to. Also depicted, we see a green sticker here to the left on one of the staircases. Why did you place that evidence marker there?
There's a red substance on that stair.
We're looking at 22F. Tell me the vantage point of this photo.
So this is kind of looking up. I'm standing in the middle area of the stairwell, and you're looking up to the landing.
Is there paranormal activity here, or is that from the Elmo? It's Florida. Anything's possible, y'all. It's the ghost. The ghost did it. That's what they're actually going to probably say at this point. I have no idea what the defense is doing.
We see a green marker on the left. Was that to document and mark a red substance as well?
Yes.
I'm placing on the Elmo 22G. At this point, is this as if you had walked up to the very top of the stairs and you're looking ahead?
Yes.
Now, we can see a yellow evidence marker 3 in this view. Tell the jury what is immediately to the right of the physical evidence marker 3.
This is a gauze pad.
I'm placing 22H on the Elmo. Is this just a closer up view of that gauze pad?
Yes.
I'm placing on the Elmo 22I. Which room are we looking at?
It's planned. I'm hopefully getting it next month. We're just waiting for my room to get done so we can get it. I don't know how they have to plug it in or however internet magic works. They can put it in my room because I don't think it can move. I need to get one of those little box thingies. Look, Mr. Mo is taking care of that because, again, I'd call them and say, I need you to do internet magic in my room so I can have my own internet because my kids use it all. And they would just be like, ma'am, you need some help. And we don't have that here. At least not the kind you need.
Into.
This is the kids' bedroom.
So, I want to zoom in. I see a green evidence marker on the left side of the doorway. You can see the brass or metal, door hinge to the left. Why did you place that green evidence marker on the doorway right there?
There was an area of red substance there.
Now, on the other side, the green area that we just looked at, that's not the side that the door is connected to, correct?
Correct.
So the area where I'm pointing on the right side of the photo, where immediately to the right of that, it looks like there's like an open closet right there. That's where the door is attached to, correct? So it opens up inward.
Yes.
Now, on 22J, which I'm placing on the Elmo, is this the same doorway that we're looking at, but we're looking at the actual side of the door?
Yes.
And I see an evidence marker in the middle. It's green. Tell us what that represents.
The red substance on the door.
Now we're zooming in. Tell the jury and explain for the record. Everything's written down. What color's the door?
White.
So the spots that we're seeing in this photo, is that the red substance that you
Ooh,
deemed
That's great.
should be marked with that green marker?
Yes.
I'm placing 22K on the Elmo. We see in the bottom right-hand corner a silver door handle. Is that the silver door handle on the door from the previous photo we were looking at?
Yes.
So when we're walking into the room, is this the children's room that we're walking immediately into?
Yes.
In the middle of the room, tell the jury, I'm pointing to a circle here that has a pink around it, and tell them what it is.
Trampoline.
And immediately in front of that, we see a white rectangle. What was that?
A pillow.
We see a green evidence marker on the pillow, and I'm going to zoom in so that we can see it a little bit better. What color is the pillow?
White.
And you can see that there is a red substance on the pillow. Is that why you chose to place that evidence marker there?
Yes.
Immediately behind the trampoline, it looks like, is that a dresser?
Yes.
I'm placing...
So I am a little confused because the defense really wanted us to focus on the state of the house and that something was wrong in the house. Again, trying to really shift things to maybe get the wife a little more involved. But all of the pictures I've seen of the house, they look like a normal lived-in house. Kids' rooms are usually always a mess unless, someone's coming over or you're a type A parent, which I gave up being after 3 kids. It's just a thing. But the house doesn't look sus to me. It looks lived in. It looks like, you're normal people living your life and you don't want to spend your entire free time cleaning the house after children who are just going to mess it up 5 seconds later. So the defense is kind of, maybe they have other evidence, but at this point, the house looks like a normal house to me.
22L on the Elmo. We see on the right side of this photo a brown, it looks like the same dresser you just pointed out in the photo before. Is that correct?
Yes.
Tell the jury there is what's in the middle where the green marker is that we see and that I'm pointing to right now.
That is another red substance on the floor.
Now we're looking at 22M. Are these the same monitors that we're looking at here in 22L?
Yes.
So as we walk over and we take a better look at 22, or at the monitors that were on 22L, on 22M, what is the yellow evidence marker signifying?
This is marking the red cell phone that's on the ground.
22N, I'm placing on the Elmo. Tell the jury what the purpose of the green sticker is.
This is marking the red substance on the ground.
I'm putting on the Elmo 22O. What are we seeing here? We see something in the doorway.
The dollhouse.
Was that there all along, or was that moved during the course of the investigation?
It was moved.
Where was it originally?
Up against that pink house that's against the bunk bed.
So I'm pointing to the right where I see gray framing. Is that the gray framing of the bunk bed you're talking about?
Yes.
Immediately to the left of that, we see like a darker hot pink that looks like some sort of child's house. Are you indicating that the one on the left was pushed up against?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this marker 7, what is that indicating?
There's a piece of a gun holster in the, I guess, baby holder.
Like some sort of like baby doll
Yeah.
toy. Okay, we're looking at 22F. I'm placing on the Elmo. Is this a closer up of the evidence marker you were just discussing?
Yes.
And once we zoom in, what do we see inside of this baby doll accessory here?
That is a piece of a gun holster.
A piece.
And a chicken wing. You know, I've had kids. I have 6 kids. This doesn't shock me. This is life. You tell the children they cannot eat anywhere but the kitchen or the living room, and you will find chicken bones in their room because why listen to mom and dad? What do they know? We like mice. I am not that familiar. I would not have caught that, but yeah.
Piece of a gun holster. 22Q. What are we looking at here?
This is the top of the bunk where the stairs are, and there's 3 areas of red substances marked.
So we see one on the left side here of the top of the ladder, correct?
Yes.
One up at the top corner where you would like walk up the ladder, and then one immediately to the left of that.
Yes.
We're looking at 22R. Tell us what we're looking at in 22R.
This is the top bunk where you could now see a grayscale marker. You can kind of still see the one in the corner. 2 areas of damage marked, and then yellow evidence marker 6.
I think this is the first time that we see the yellow markers. So you said the yellow stickers represent damage. So, for instance, we see damage A. What does that look like to you? Is that in the drywall?
Yes, that's the hole in the wall.
So we see, I'm zooming in for the record on damage. I just zoomed in on damage A. Now I'm zooming in on damage B. What are we looking at in damage B right here?
That's damage on one of the bedposts on the top bunk.
And then we see another green sticker right above the bed frame on the far left. What is that indicating?
That is marking a red substance on that wall.
So on that wall, tell us what color's the wall?
White.
Any of the spotting that we're seeing right there, is that what you deem to be red substance?
Yes.
Oops, wrong thing, I'm sorry. Now we see on the right side of this picture, a physical yellow evidence marker number 6. Tell the jury what the physical evidence marker number 6 is representing.
That is representing a casing.
22S, I'm placing on the Elmo. This is a similar view as the one before, would you agree?
Okay, I rarely ever judge parenting because every family is different. But one of my bugbears, one of my pet peeves is when my kids try to sleep on their mattresses without sheets. I need the mattress protector on there. I need the sheet on there. I need that mattress to stay clean. So there is nothing more like nerve-wracking to me when my boys are trying. It's mainly my boys. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what they do with their sheets. I change their sheets. I put their sheets on their bed. I go in the next week and the sheets are off the bed. I don't know. I don't know. But it skeeves me out, and my mind is wanting to think of anything other than what I'm seeing and what it means. So I decided to talk about why I don't like, people sleeping on just bare mattresses. It skeeves me out. I'm not going to lie. I hate bed stores for that reason. I don't like sleeping or laying on mattresses without a cover. It is it is not. My husband's like, "You are the most awkward person in a bed store." I'm like, "They don't have sheets on them. What do you want me to do?" And he's like, "You are the weirdest person I've ever met." And I was like, "I know, and you married me. What does that say about you?"
Yes.
The difference is we see a marker on the mattress. Tell us what the marker on the mattress indicates.
That is showing the red substance on the mattress.
We're seeing
I would.
on
Mr. Mo would
22T.
disown me, but I would.
Tell us what we see.
These are two red substances on the wall, and this is a view from the bottom bunk.
So, and to reference this, I want to put on 22U. So in 22U, what are we looking at?
This is the bunk bed. You could see the top and the bottom in this photo.
Explain to the jury so that they can understand what size were the beds?
The exact number I do not recall.
But was it a queen over a queen?
Oh, a
Was it
twin.
A twin on the top, and on the bottom, did the mattress fit the frame perfectly on top?
On the bottom, no.
On the top.
On the top, yes.
Okay, and on the bottom, no. So help us understand, was the mattress too big or too small for the frame on the bottom?
On the bottom, it was too small.
Now,
Okay, so these two geniuses got a twin and a full. And I get that mattresses are expensive, but it's incredibly dangerous to have a gap between a wall and a mattress. Kids can get stuck in there. You need to have the mattress fit. It looks like they just stuffed pillows back there. They're older kids. They might not fall in there and get stuck like a toddler, but it still, again, skeeves me out. So don't do that if you can help it. I do understand things are tough and times are tough, so I get it, but still, possibly don't.
what are we seeing in, we're looking at 22U specifically. And I want to focus your attention. You can see that there is a mattress on the bottom, but then it looks like some sort of item behind the mattress, flat up against the wall. What was that item?
A giant teddy bear.
And what did it look like the purpose of the giant teddy bear being between the wall and the mattress to you?
Projection, speculation.
Sustained.
When you were at the scene looking at the giant teddy bear, did it fit between the mattress and the wall?
Yes.
Was the mattress touching the wall at that time?
No.
Now, I want to refer back to 22T. There's two evidence markers here. Oop. What are they representing to you? We see one that says red substance Q. And it looks like a straight line down. What did it look like to you when you were there in person and had a chance to look at it up close?
It was the red substance on the wall, and then next red sub R, also a red substance, both consistent with blood.
Now, we just talked about you, so let's go to V. This gives us a better view of evidence marker 6 that we talked about before. What are we looking at that's immediately to the right of evidence marker 6?
This is the casing on the bed.
22W. Is this the same casing we just viewed as next to evidence marker 6?
Yes.
Norma?
I'm placing on the Elmo 22X. Is this the top
Yeah,
one
I
or
was
the
about
bottom?
to comment on that because I thought the state said that they were sleeping together, which I could understand if the mattress on the bottom didn't really fit. And honestly, my boys might fight like Tasmanian devils when they're awake, but when they were smaller, they used to pile together like little puppies when they slept. It was the cutest thing. I mean, they really irritate the living snot out of each other. I am Princess. This is Jermaine Bass. This is a rough case. It looks like, from everything we've seen, Jermaine's wife, Shirley, sorry, went to a birthday party with her sister. It's alleged that he followed her to the birthday party instead of staying home with his two children, JJ 8 and Jayla 5. It seems like they were tucked into bed. It was kind of a later dinner. He then confronted his wife and her cousin as they were driving home, got angry, accused his wife of drinking, and a couple things. It's a little sketchy, I'm not going to lie. Both the wife and the husband return home. So Shirley and Jermaine return home. And then about 10 minutes later, there is a call about shots fired. And what Jermaine says happens is that he was cleaning his force multiplier in his children's room, as you do. And when he was doing something with a magazine, it accidentally fired itself 5 times, 4 times hitting his children. And by the evidence, it looks like his children were in separate beds. So that's a little, hard to stretch the imagination. Now, the defense has been pointing some things out. The defense attorney, the blonde defense attorney, has a voice like a screaming bull. So, I mean, there are some cases where it is like he is all the guilty, but I do want him to get a fair trial so we never have to appeal this, because little Jayla deserves to be remembered as the beautiful, bright little girl that she was, and not remembered. This dude doesn't need to be remembered ever. We'll just forget him and we'll remember Jayla and brave JJ, who did survive. Look, I'm trying. I didn't know it was a kid case. I'll try. Someone suggest another case one day and we'll do that. Because, yeah, I definitely need a fun one next time. If anyone knows of a older case or something funny, let me know. Because we definitely will need a break after this one. We might even do the Theodore Edgecombe one just to clear our palate. I hope. Because good night, nurse.
The top bunk.
And are these the same damage marks, A and B, that you pointed to before?
Yes, the
And
little
red
boy
substance
did.
marks that we've seen in other photos.
Yes.
And I think a very good show of respect. They did try to do a forensic interview with JJ. The first one, he didn't really want to talk. The second one, I think he didn't show up. Basically, he was not cooperative. I can understand as an 8-year-old boy who survived a gunshot to his head that his brain might be protecting him from remembering any of this, or he is 8 years old and this is a heck ton of a lot of bullshit to, put on a kid. But both sides of this case have decided not to call him because he honestly really doesn't remember much from what, the state and defense has said. So that is, I think, a good sign for humanity that they both agreed not to put a child through, being a witness for his father's case.
The pillow, was that on the mattress when you were taking photos?
Yes.
I'm placing 22Y. Is this a closer up of the red substance we talked about before, right next to the teddy bear on the bottom box?
Yes.
Okay, in a quick detour, oh my Bob, Mr. Moe is the best husband ever. I just need to take a minute from that. He just got me, those really heavy duty lobby sweeper things that come with their own dustpan? Well, it is really hard for me to bend over and do the dustpan, so I have wanted one of those for a while because my kids and I don't know, the cats and ghosts track everything into my house. It is like walking in a sand pit, even though I sweep like 3 times a day. So I am so excited to get a broom with a hotel little lobby. The things that make you excited as an adult, like, whoo, I get a new broom. 7-year-old Mo would be ashamed of me. She's like, it's not even Sailor Moon or My Little Pony. But adult Mo is really happy to get a new broom. Don't be peanut butter and jealous of my, glamorous life here. But it is nice to be able to adapt and figure things out that work for me now. So, yay to a new broom. Definitely going to do that.
22Z. Tell us what we're looking at in this photo.
This is the bathroom that is
Okay.
next.
Bobby, do you know what I really want? You know those little vacuum sucker things that they have at hair cuttery places? That's what I want. I want one of those little things where I just, sweep all the dust and it sucks it in. I don't know how expensive those are, but that reminds me, next time I'm on Amazon at 3 a.m., I am definitely looking one of them things up.
To the kids' bedroom.
Now, on the far right of this photo, where my finger is located, the far right, you can see an open door. Tell the jury, where does that door lead to?
That door is the child's bedroom.
So, the door that I'm pointing to in
So, Jim, from what I'm catching, and I don't know how they're going to prove this or not, but the defense seems to be trying to push the blame onto Shirley, the wife. They keep bringing up that, certain parts of Shirley's story didn't come out for a year, and, the state of the home and who was where. It does look like, they are going to try to say that Shirley was involved at some point. It does either that or, yes, the force multiplier grew legs and a trigger of its own, and Alec Baldwin did sell 5 times. I believe it was a Glock. And Black Bear, I have issues with these type of things. I have 2 of those. Just heard you mention the sucker. I was told $100. Okay.
the middle of the photograph that we can see that's open. The wall above here that I'm pointing to, which is right next to the tile from the shower for the record, that wall is shared by this bathroom and the children's room, correct?
Yes, correct.
22A.
And another sad truth is we are so lucky that none of these, freedom seeds or bullets actually, went into another townhouse. These are townhouses in groups of 5 to 6. So we are incredible. It's an incredible tragedy, but it could have been so much worse had those, moved into other apartments, other families. This could have been so much worse.
A, I'm placing on the elbow. What are we looking at here on the right? We see an evidence marker.
This
Dingus
is the
would have
yellow
to be
scale
high
marker
off his
documenting
ass
damage
to
on the
sit
wall.
still for a
And it's
groomer.
labeled
He barely
damage
sits still for a
A1. We
bath.
also see a marker on the left side. It looks like there's a shower curtain rod and a shower curtain. What is documented here on this side?
That is documenting damage on the shower curtain.
So I'm looking at 22BD. I'm placing on the Elmo. Damage A1. Is that on the wall that we just looked at in the bathroom?
Yes.
Damage A2 in 22CC. Is that the damage to the shower curtain that you were just talking about?
Yes.
I'm placing on the Elmo 22DD. Damage A2 that you just discussed on the shower curtain, is that the same one?
Yes.
Now what are we looking at here on the left? Tell us, describe to us what that damage is and where it was located.
That's damage A3, and it's in the shower on the wall.
We're looking at 22E, I'm placing on the Elmo. Is that the same damage you just described?
Yes,
What's located within the damage that we see on this photo?
that would be a projectile.
22FF, I'm placing on the Elmo. So we just left the bathroom, we're not in the bathroom anymore. Where are we right now looking at the damage that is depicted in this photo?
This is the top bunk railing.
I'm placing on the Elmo 22GG. Tell us the vantage point of this photo. I see a marker that says A1 and damage.
It really looks like he aimed up top and down bottom. For some reason, I had it pictured in my head that the two kiddos were sleeping in the same bed, but it looks like they were sleeping in separate beds, which makes the whole accidental thing so much less believable. This is my speculation, though. I'm just looking at the evidence and where it's pointing.
B2. Where are you standing when this photo was taken?
So now I'm standing inside that bathroom that is next to the child's bedroom, and we're looking at the wall that is shared with the child's bedroom.
Is this the same bathroom that just showed the damage that was to the shower curtain and the projectile that was found in the shower tile that we just looked at?
Yes,
Same room.
yes,
We're looking at 22HH. We see damage B2. Again, is that the same bathroom that we've been discussing?
yes.
22II. Tell us what we're looking at. Which room are we in now?
This is the kid's bedroom, and this is a view of the bottom bunk and where the stairs start.
When we're looking at this bottom bunk, we see what looks like a pink and purple blanket. Behind that, we see kind of a big lump back there.
looks like
Is
a
that the
Bratz
teddy bear you were
blanket.
talking about earlier?
Yes,
We see an evidence marker number 5. What is that significant?
that is another casing on the bed on the bottom bunk.
We're looking at 22JJ. What's the purpose of this photo?
This is showing the height of how high the bunk beds are.
So we see what looks like a measuring tool here on the left, and it looks like the top portion of the railing on the top bunk is 5 feet and 5 inches. Is that fair?
Yes,
I'm placing on the Elmo 22KK. Tell the jury what we're looking at here. We see 3 evidence markers, 8, 9, and
I will say I'm not studied in body languageology, but his blink rate is incredibly ridiculously fast, almost to the level of Sarah Boone. If you go look at the Sarah Boone testimony when she's on the stand, her blink rate is unimaginable, even at normal speed. I don't know what that indicates. Some people say it indicates anxiety. Some people say you're a Sagittarius. So whatever stock you put in bodyology, I have been noticing that he blinks all the time. I do wonder if his defense attorneys are going to ask Court TV not to focus on him as much. There have been certain court cases when, the cameras tend to focus on the defendant, the defense will get mad. You have not missed much. We are doing crime scene stuff. They have shown pictures. We didn't see it. But it does, we saw the crime scene photos. It looks incredibly deliberate. It does not look like the force multiplier Alec Baldwin itself, 5 times. So, that's where we are right now. And have your adult beverage ready because, we are going to see all the photos that we are allowed to see.
Okay.
these are marking 3 more casings.
Now, this photo, is this of the top bunk or is this the bottom bunk?
The top bunk.
22LL. Is this a close-up? We're looking at 8 right here with a casing right next to it. Is this just a close-up of the casing located next to that
Yes,
marker? What are we looking at 22MM?
that is the head stamp of that casing.
What about 22NN? We're looking at evidence marker 9 and 10.
Also the casings.
So this casing that I'm pointing to more in the middle, is that attributed to evidence marker number 9?
Yes.
And then the casing that's to the left where it looks like the empty cylinder is facing upward towards the ceiling, is that attributed to evidence marker number 10?
Yes.
22
I don't believe so. Let me check.
B. Oh, no, sorry. 2200, I'm placing on the Elmo. Is this the head stamp? Hold on. There we go. Is this the head stamp of the shell casing attributed to evidence marker number 9?
Yes.
23 PP. What are we looking at?
That is the casing at evidence marker number 10.
22 QQ. Tell the jury what we're looking at.
That is the head stamp of the casing at evidence marker 10.
You've used the term head stamp a couple of times. I don't want to blow over that. Can you explain to the jury, when you're using the term head stamp, what does that mean?
So basically the casing, it is the top of the casing that
Crap. Okay, I found it. Sorry. Tag on it. Just when I thought I was being semi-professional. Okay, so they dropped the death penalty. The reasons are not clear. I should be back. You should be able to hear me. I hope. You're on a 10-second delay, so it's going to take a second. But I'm back. Only semi-professional Mo will do. It does look like they dropped it, though. It doesn't say why they dropped it, but it does look like it was a very short time before the trial actually started. So it might be, you know, that the victim's family didn't want to deal with the kind of extra appeal process and rigmarole that involves the death penalty. You know, there's a lot of appeals. It's years and years. And, you know, there's just so many things that are redonkulous, in my opinion, if we choose to continue using the DP giggity, that, you know, we need to stream this down a little bit and be very, very sure. And I'm not even sure how I feel about the state doing anything. So there you go. I'm a mixed bag of confusion about the death penalty.
It has the imprint and the firing impression on it.
We're looking at 22RR and placing on the Elmo. Tell us the significance of the evidence marker. We see 11.
Evidence marker 11 is showing the bedding on the top bunk.
We're looking at 22SS. I'm placing on the Elmo. Help us get oriented. We've been into the bathroom. We've been into the children's bedroom. We've been downstairs. Where?
It really is a silver dresser. I had no idea what I was expecting. I was expecting Phil Collins' Miami Vice. Tag on it. Okay, internet is going. Everyone is gone. I have no idea what's going on with my internet. It is just a night of crazy. We have rural internet. So we are looking at upgrading. Mr. Mo has been told to call tomorrow because I cannot call.
Are we now in 22SS?
Yeah, that's
So now
the big
we're
question.
in the master bedroom.
22TT. I'm placing on the Elmo. Is this the same master bedroom?
Yes.
Help us understand the vantage point. I see in the middle, I see what looks like an open door right to the right of the silver dresser depicted in this photo. Is that the door that you would use to enter and exit this master bedroom?
Yes.
22 UU, I'm placing on the Elmo. Help us understand what we're looking at here.
This is the dresser in that master bedroom, and there is a live round next to evidence marker 12.
I'm gonna zoom in.
No, I have more
What
questions.
does a live round mean?
Why the hell is Robitussin on your dresser? Did anyone else see that? Because my medicines all go in the medicine cabinet. Anywho, it just popped out as weird to me because it's next to deodorant and like perfume and stuff. And then you have Robitussin? Okay.
It is a round that has not been fired by a gun.
To the left of evidence marker 12, there is a silver object that I'm pointing to. Is that the live round you just spoke about?
Yes.
I'm placing on the Elmo 22VV. What are we looking at in 22VV?
That is the head stamp of the live round.
I mean, more with kids around. Maybe it's just me. Again, maybe it's a thing for them. Possibly that too. My older girls are pretty good about respecting my room, but my boys, especially my youngest, most feral, is like, your room is my room. My room is your room. Which is why honest to Bob Ross, honestly, I want a force multiplier case just for my snacks. If it could be a refrigerator with a lock on it, that would be awesome sauce. But honestly, if we got a big old safe, it would be for Little Debbie's. Not gonna lie. You try to open a crinkle wrapper in my house, not only will Dingus and the entire herd of cat, overlords come over, but then kids will go. So you can't have a Little Debbie in peace in my house. Nope. No, no.
22WW. I see evidence marker 13 and 14. Help us understand what they are attributed to.
This is that drawer in that dresser that we just looked at, and 13 is a wallet, and 14 is a gun.
So let's go back to, this is 22TT. In the back, we see evidence markers 13 and 14 and a drawer to the top left that's open. Is that what we're looking at, just like a top aerial view here in 22WW?
Yes.
I'm placing on the Elmo 22XX. Is this a close-up of the two items you just described?
Yes.
So we have 13 attributed to a wallet.
The
and then
pew
14
pew.
attributed to the item that we see right here, which looks like the top of a handgun. Is that correct?
Yes.
Why didn't I think of that before?
Why? I'm placing on the Elmo. Is 22YY the same firearm that's right here by evidence marker 14?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the part that I think really negates the, it was an accident. Because if God forbid the force multiplier, goes off several times and your children are injured or you don't know what happens, I would assume that you would drop the force multiplier and, scoop your children up. Unless, it was kind of sort of on freaking purpose.
In this photo, it's facing the right. I'm placing 22Z on the Elmo. Is this the same firearm?
Yes.
It's facing the other way.
Yes.
22AA. I'm placing on the Elmo. What are we looking at here?
That is a magazine that was also in that drawer.
Was it in the drawer because it was in the firearm, or was it separate from the firearm?
It was separate.
Okay, now who's opening a Little Debbie? Who has the crinkle wrapper, and why didn't you bring enough for the class? This is, discrimination if you don't bring enough Little Debbies, Nutty Buddies, to the class. How dare you?
Now, we're looking at
Is someone snacking for the love of
22
Cheetos?
B. Orient the jury. Where are we when we find evidence marker 15?
This is next to that dresser, and it is a phone inside of a backpack.
So are we still inside the master bedroom when we find and locate this backpack that's depicted in next to evidence marker 15?
Yes, we are.
22C,
No.
I'm placing on the
The crinkle wrappers weren't me. That's someone else in court. I don't think I've had Cheetos in forever, to be honest.
Elmo. Orient us to this photo. It looks like there's a hand depicted in the photo. Is that your hand?
Yes.
What are you holding in your hand in 22CCC?
A projectile.
A projectile. Where was this projectile found?
In the wall of the bathroom, sharing that wall that shares the child's bedroom.
So we just left the master bedroom, so let's back up. 22CCC, where this hole in the wall is that from the vantage point of standing in the bathroom where this wall shares?
No,
the
that
wall
was
with the
in
children's
court.
bedroom?
That's why I was like, who
Yes.
didn't bring enough for me? I'm hungry now.
22D, I'm placing on the Elmo. Is that the same projectile we just saw, just a close-up version?
Yes.
22DDD. Did I just say that? 22EEE. I'm placing on the Elmo. What are we looking at?
This is the top bunk mattress after we cut it open.
What was the purpose of cutting the mattress open from the top up?
We had noticed a hole in it.
22.
I will say that I am impressed with all of the detail and care they put into this case. You know, how diligently they've marked everything and, you know, gone through the wall, things like that. You know, I think that the first responders work really hard on every case, but I think when it's a child case, they just really pull out all the stops, unless you're Delphi, Indiana, and then they pull out all the stops to the sewer of stupid. Welcome back, TK Cripple, and
What are we
thank you
looking
so
at
much
here?
for that
Now
clip.
we
I
ripped
will
away
add it
all
tomorrow.
the foam inside, and now we're looking inside the coils of the mattress.
So in this photo that we're looking at right here, it looks as though this mattress is now on the bottom bunk. Help us understand.
So because the mattress was on top, in order to just examine it better, we did bring it down to the bottom bunk.
What are we looking at in 22GGG?
You can kind of see the projectile that it's under all the coiling in the mattress.
Okay, y'all, I feel like in the late 90s when they had those 3D pictures and you were supposed to stare at them cross-eyed and then you could see a giraffe. I can't see the project. Is it? You know what? I'm just going to take their word for it. Maybe there's a better picture.
22HHH. What are we looking at?
That is that projectile.
So this projectile was found in the mattress that was located on the top of the bed.
Yes.
What are we looking at in 22HHH?
This is back to the master bedroom, and it is a security camera on a nightstand.
22I.
A security camera next to an iron. You know what? With all of my stuff around and in chaos and shenanigans, I can judge nothing. Although, why didn't you mount it with those sticky tabs that are supposed to come off if you're renting? And why do you have an outside security camera for the is that an... I don't... That looks like a gas station one or one that... Okay. I don't know much about technology, as you guys know, but that doesn't look like what normal people have, right? I mean, I'm not a technologicalologist, but that looks kind of janky, right? Anyhoozle, moving on.
we see an evidence marker 17.
That is marking that Adidas bag.
When you first initially walked into the master bedroom, was that Adidas bag sitting on the bed, or was it located elsewhere first?
It was located elsewhere.
Where was it located?
In the master closet.
What was the purpose of taking it down from the master closet and onto this bed to photograph it?
This was after the detectives had done their search and it had found that it was of evidentiary value. So then I took the photograph of it.
Okay, so 22JJJ. What are we looking at in here? What is this the contents of?
This is the contents of that bag at evidence marker 17.
So the same bag that we see in 22III, are you saying that this is the contents of that same bag in 22JJJ?
Yes.
Now, we're looking at 22LLL, placing it on the LL.
Ooh, I'm jealous.
It looks like a hand is holding some sort of measuring device. Help us understand, why are there times that you use a measuring device, like a ruler in this case, to show the height of something?
This is showing the height of the damage to show how high it is off the ground.
In this photo, we see in an evidence tag to the left that's labeled damage A1. Right above that, we see something poking out of the damage that we've seen before. We've never seen something thus far out of these photos poking out of the damage. Help the jury understand what's poking out of damage A1.
That is called a trajectory rod.
What's the purpose of using trajectory rods when you
Oh, I was hoping they would use these because they help my non-visual brain figure out what people are talking about. No, because I'm like, I can get a wooden dowel. I can be a CSIologist. Give me a ruler. We're going to solve crimes.
are documenting a crime scene?
A trajectory rod is used to show a possible flight of path through 2 areas of damage or more.
So for instance, if you have a crime scene where it looks like you have what some may call a through and through, is a rod helpful in that situation to document the trajectory to show in fact if it was a through and through?
Yes, it is.
It is a premium ruler. I like it.
There's a rod there. We're looking at also for the
Thank
record,
you so much for
would you
joining.
agree with me that the damage
Have fun
A1
and
is
be
just
careful.
about 5 feet,
I'm not
6
everyone's
inches
mom, but
high.
apparently I
Yes.
adopted all of you.
So now we're looking at 22 MMM. Oh, I guess it would be helpful to just make sure that 22 LLL, this damage A1, what room are we located in?
This is the bathroom on that same wall that shares the child's bedroom above the towel rack.
So on the direct other side of this wall, is that where the bunk beds were located?
Yes.
Now, 22 MMM, I'm placing on the LL. Is this the same bathroom that we were just looking at in the previous photo?
Yes.
Now, next to damage A1, again, it looks like we have a ruler. Would you agree with me that damage A1 is about 4 feet, 11 and a half or so inches?
Yes.
Sounds good.
We're looking at 22 NNN. What are we looking at in this photo? We see
That
a
is
ruler to the left.
Quite all right by
What?
me.
This is showing the height of damage A3 in the shower wall.
Would you agree with me that the damage is right around the 4 foot 10 to 11 marker?
Yes.
We're looking at 22000. The green item that we see depicted in the middle of this photo, is that the trajectory rod that you were discussing with the jury earlier that we saw poking out of damage A1?
Yes, it is.
What's the purpose of documenting with the trajectory rod, specifically in this photo?
So this is showing the connection between the damage that I had marked at the yellow scale markers A.
Does using a trajectory rod in a situation such as this one, where the damage depicted shows it could potentially all be caused by one
I didn't catch that.
projectile.
I was like,
Yes.
what are we talking about Ozempic for?
Overruled.
So in this case, what's depicted in 22,000 does
Mr. Moe says unless you're willing to take out the trash and pay the bills, the brother-husband application program has been, canceled. I still accept gifts, but apparently he is not down for the brother husbanding. I told him he would only have to take out the trash every other week, and whoever the brother husband is doesn't have seniority, so he gets me when I'm crazy. Like, and ladies, we do this, but we have a dream where our significant other has been a giant butt monkey, and our poor, real, living, significant other is laying there, and we are wanting to smother them with a pillow because they pissed us off in our dreams. And then you're pissed off at him for the whole day because he done cheated on you with like Sarah Jessica Parker in your dreams. And you're wondering why the hell he picked Sarah Jessica Parker because she looks redonkulous. Anywho, I did tell him that my brother husband would get custody of me, whenever I decided to go crazy or my hormones took over. Again, still not a sell. So I'm working on it though.
damage A1, damage, hold on, does the damage to the wall, the damage to the shower curtain, and the damage to the shower tile containing the projectile.
Okay, here's my question. So the initial bullet mark on the wall was at about 5'5", correct? And how tall is this man? I don't know, but to be at 5'5", wouldn't he have to be pointing it at about maybe chest or above level? Do you clean your force multiplier kind of around your forehead? He doesn't look like a very big man, is what I'm trying to say. I could be wrong, but I wouldn't normally clean a force multiplier like at forehead level, slanted slightly downward towards my children. Call me a safety nut.
All match up using the trajectory rod.
Yes.
We're looking at
True
22
that.
PPP.
Next angle.
We zoom out. What room are we in here?
This is the bathroom.
And we're looking at a marker entitled damage B2. Would you agree with me that the damage B2 looks like it encompasses 4 feet and between 9 and 10 inches?
Yes.
Just for the record, there's 2 bathrooms.
Yes.
Yes.
You said we're in the bathroom.
Yes,
Sorry,
ma'am.
Who is being the pedantic asshat? Is it the lady that looks like the linebacker for the Bears? The femininity of a young Janet Reno? For the love of all those Cheetos, the defense team has already irritated me as much as those screaming bulls in the meditation thing.
Thank you, Judge. The bathroom that we've been discussing all along with the damage.
Yes.
I
Is that
thought
all
so,
bathroom
but
that's directly
what
next
do
to
I
the
know?
children's bedroom?
Yes.
Did you notice any damage whatsoever in the bathroom that would be right next to that, adjacent to the master bedroom?
No.
So, all along during your testimony, when we've been discussing a bathroom that has any damage to it, we would be talking to the bathroom where the wall is shared directly with the children's room.
Yes.
Okay. 22QQQ. Is this photo documenting the difference between the 2 damages on the wall?
Yes.
Damage A1 and damage B2.
Yes, and how far it
did not
is
know
from
that.
the entryway door.
Okay, and so
That's a really low capacity. Is that just, that seems pretty low. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a force multiplier expert. Sticky widget. I can be when we're watching movie. Mr. Mo won't watch movies with me because I point out plot holes and then I point them out and make fun of them. He uh he never let me watch another movie with him after what is it, Avatar? He really liked the movie before I pointed out all the plot holes. He's like, "Why can't you just watch the pretty colors?" And I'm like, "Because I have a brain and it hurts me when things are dumb."
On the right where this one
Oh,
starts, is that where
fair
the door would
point.
be open?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone who knows all the things I don't.
22 RRR, I'm placing on the Alamo. Take us back. What room are we in again?
The children's bedroom.
The photo depicts
Why is he wearing ladies' glasses? Those are penny problem glasses from HR. I realize why I found him so deeply unsettling. It looks like he's going to talk to me about a microaggression. Those are the glasses you see with women with shaved hair. I'm just pointing this out. Maybe these are the standard birth control glasses that you get in prison. I am not sure. But they look like a pair of glasses that I would wear, which frightens me.
Take us back. What room are we in again?
The children's bedroom.
The photo depicted, we see a mattress and bed railings. Are we looking at the top bunk or are we looking at the bottom bunk?
The top bunk.
The damage that we saw, we see damage A and damage B. Are those the damage markers that we've discussed before seeing on the top bunk?
Yes.
Now, we see an item that is sticking out of damage A and an item right next to damage B. It's not going.
Okay, we need to rant for 5 seconds. We need to rant for 5 seconds because they are mother effing remaking Fern effing Gully. And I swear to all that is holy and unholy and Bob Ross, will they stop mining our childhood for cheap, soulless remakes? Look, they're trying to do the Labyrinth, and I don't know if we have to do a class action lawsuit. I don't know what we have to do to Hollywood to get them to take their hands off of our childhood, but I swear to all that is unholy, holy goodness and hoodness, if they mess up Fern Gully, I will lose my goddamn mind. This is flippin' flapjack stupid. I am sorry that y'all can't write stories, and I'm sorry that you are creatively bankrupt. But if you destroy one of my movies one more again with flippin' modern audience ridiculousness, I will lose my mind. And I will make sure, I think we can get all of LawTube together and do a class action lawsuit for latchkey kids to make sure they keep their hands off of our, cultural legacy. Thank you and amen. All of LawTube, we must join forces together. I'm looking directly into the camera. This is Mo from Mo in the Deep End. Hollywood is trying to destroy our childhood. We are latchkey kids. We are Genlennials. We are Gen Xers. We are tired of soulless remakes. And if in my power, if you remake The Labyrinth and Fern Gully, it is a step too far, and I will do everything in my power to get LawTube to make a class action lawsuit so you keep your grubby, money-sucking, soul-sucking, morally bankrupt, creatively bankrupt, and redonkulous hands off of our childhood. That is all. I will lose my ever-loving poo. And I will work together with all of LawTube. We will join forces. We will, mend fences. We will mend rifts. It will be like Gondor lighting the lights to bring in, everyone. We are bringing the Rohirrim. We are bringing, every single thing we have because that is it. Hollywood, we have had enough. You are allowed to remake Captain Planet because it was stupid and it has all your stupid morally, environmenty stuff. And the guy has a mullet. Remake, Captain Planet. That is all. All right. End of rant. But I saw they were trying to remake Fern Gully and I about lost my mind because Zendaya is going to be, oh God, what is her name? Crystal? Crap, whatever her name is, I swear to goodness, stop it. And if Tim Curry isn't in it, I will lose it because I don't know about you, But that voice, I was like, maybe the dark side's okay. Doctor, it's Tim Curry. What are you going to do? That voice. They already did touch the Goonies, I think. They tried to make it a musical TV series for Disney Plus. I'm cool with it. Take Captain Planet. I don't like him. He was dumb. Take him. You've got Earth, Wind, Fire, Soul, and Farts or Smug. I know. I know. Spread out, my children. Get the message across to LawTube. We are taking Hollywood to task. We are trying to get a class action lawsuit, emotional damage, childhood ruination, and the fact that you can't write a good story to save your life. Wait, Happy Gilmore's coming back? Adam Sandler, stop. Just stop. And if you're going to remake anything, be Billy Madison and you come back as a teacher and you have a redonkulous kid that you have to teach. Why must I be the voice of reason? Something has gone terribly wrong when I'm the voice of reason.
Through damage B, but it looks like it's coming from behind the wall. Help us understand what those two items
Hell
are.
to the
Let's
yes.
start with the green one that's coming out of damage A.
That is the trajectory rod that we were discussing earlier.
That green trajectory rod that you said we were discussing earlier, is that the same exact trajectory rod?
Maddie, I haven't seen that. Do they still have the shirtless volleyball scene? I need to know also, is there AI so I can take Tom Cruise out of that scene and just watch the other shirtless guys? Asking for a friend.
That we saw depicted going through the damage into the children's bathroom, through the shower curtain, and into the tile.
Yes, it is.
That is the same exact rod we were looking at.
Yes.
What about, we see it looks like red or pinkish rod that we're looking at here. It's right next to the damage B marker, but it's not coming out of it. Help us understand that.
So this one is going into the hole in the wall.
Okay, you guys. This is what ChatGPT said about did Disney remake the Goonies? Oh. You are about as graceful as me, sweetie. Yes, crinkly wrappers. Mr. Mo went to Rural King, and if he goes to Rural King, he has to get me the maple nut peanuts. It's a thing. And he got me 2 bags. I haven't... But in breaking news that isn't this, it looks like, and I asked ChatGPT, Disney has not remade The Goonies. However, a series inspired by the film titled Our Time was in development for Disney Plus. The series centers on a group of young filmmakers attempting a shot-by-shot remake of the original movie. Producer Gail Bierman compared its narrative style to Friday Night Lights. As of now, there have been no recent updates on this abortion of a project. It's an abomination. I'm done with Hollywood. They just can't do anything right. And if I knew how to make movies, I would do them because they would be funny. I just need to learn how to do animation like South Park. I have so many ideas. Also, bring back American Gladiators. For the love of all that's Cheetos, that was the best show ever. And inspired me to throw tennis balls at my brother really hard. To pretend to be Blaze or Laser or, Flame. I mean, it's not an original idea, but I loved that show. I also wanted to be able to shoot tennis balls at people without being charged with assault. So, 2 birds, 1 stone.
That would be damage B1.
Where is damage B1 located?
On the wall behind that
I am
railing.
not sure.
So we're looking at 22 SSS. Is that the same trajectory rod we just were looking at that goes from the children's bedroom into the children's bathroom?
Yes.
And we see a red substance on the right side as well. It looks like 22TTT refers back to, is this the children's shower that we were talking about, the green trajectory rod?
Yes.
And referring back to 22SSS, that's the same pole depicted in both. Is that your testimony?
Yes.
I really like how this prosecutor is using multiple pictures to really give the jury an idea. Because as a person that finds it really hard to visualize things like this, having multiple pictures and having her kind of show the series of the pictures is incredibly helpful to me, so I think it would be incredibly helpful to the jury.
22U, what are we looking at here?
This is a bag, and on top of it is a holster, a box of ammunition, and a magazine.
Was that bag located right here when it was photographed?
No, it was not.
Where was it located before it was photographed?
This happened August 29th, 2022 in Tampa, Florida.
That was in the children's bedroom closet.
So it was brought down from the closet so that you could take the contents out and photograph them?
Yes.
Okay, Bobby Baloney, talk to me. Can it make a Sarah Boone letter? Because I have a feeling she is making her own book. I feel bereft of her letters, and I must have one, even if I have to create it myself.
22VVV, I placed on the Elmo. Where is this damage located?
This damage is where the projectile came from.
Okay, well, seeing as how my boys were actually pretty nice and did leave the internet alone for about an hour, which is commendable for them, we are probably going to finish the rest of this up in the morning, just because they would like to play on the internets for, a little bit before bed. And they were pretty kind in, letting me have the internet for the night. So I will probably schedule tomorrow night's stream at about 8 o'clock when they go to bed. So we have the internet in theory, because they're not supposed to have their pads in their bedroom, but somehow sneaky little feet and fingers, find their pads in their brooms. So thank you guys so much for joining. Sorry for the abrupt ending. Let me see who I can send you to. Oh, for the love of all that is moly, what am I doing here? Alrighty, let me redirect you. Oh, Tug is about to start? Well, I will send you to Tug, I think. Alright. Is it just under Tug? Or what's his channel? I don't think I've ever redirected to him. Oh, for the love of all that is molies. Oh, Megan. Alright, I'm sending you guys... Wait, why is... Oh, that umbrella guy. Thank you, guys. My brain is, again, it is the Mondayest Monday. All right, so I am sending you there. I finally found it. I am a semi-professional, semi-YouTuber. Thank you guys so much for joining me. These are rough cases, but that is why the Petty Express, exists. Because these kiddos need a voice for them. It is hard, but, we are here for each other. We have great hearts wrapped in dark humor and sarcasm. So let's do this again. No, he's a big guy. He's 6'4" and, that kind of thing. But, he's about as, silent as a bull moose in a china shop. But I love him. Thank you guys for dealing with my family shenanigans. I will see you guys in the morning for Mornings with Mo, with all of the headlines, some of the absurdity, and some true crime. And then we will be back on the Petty Express to finish up day 1 and go into day 2. So hopefully we can speed run most of that. I will see you guys in the morning. Thank you so much and enjoy Megan's stream. I'm going to go lay down after I make sure my kids know that they have to give up their pads in about 15 minutes. So I'll still be a mean mom, which, brings balance to the universe and the force. Bye, you guys. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, but carry a can of bitch fire because kindness doesn't equal doormat. Bye, you guys.